Hello everyone and welcome back to CaptainCuzzz6951 Scale Model Builds. Up to this point I have been building my aircraft in 1/144th scale. I would like to try doing one in a bit larger scale. So this UH-60A Black Hawk is in 1/72nd scale, which I believe is twice the size of what I am doing now. The reason why I'm doing such a small scale is because I don't have the room to display all of these models that I build, so that's why I elected to go with the smaller builds. But anyhow, we're going to take this build and see how it turns out. Maybe I'll change the scales I'm doing. I don't know. We'll see. So let's open this box up and let's see what's in the box and how to get started with this build. So with all that being said, stay tuned and we will be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to open this box up and let's see what we have. This, by the way, is Husqvarna kit. So, let's see what it entails. So it looks like we have one bag of sprue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of sprue in this one bag. And then, of course, we have the instructions, my clear plastic parts, and the decals or decals, depending on what part of the world you guys are from. So move that out of the way and let's see what we got. Holy mackerel, what did I get myself into? Wow, there's a lot of detail in here. Wow, maybe I will switch scales. They got peoples, lots of seats. Very, very nice. I'm just overlooking these instructions here, fellas. So where does it tell you to start at? Putting the rotor together. Huh. Then putting seats together. Wow. This is a really big build right here. Alright, so anyhow, I'm going to open the bag up and let's take a look at the parts. I'll put this over here just to remind me that I got myself in trouble. I guess I don't want to stay there. Alright, we'll put you on the side for now. Alright, so we have this bag of parts, and let's see if we can. Alright. I don't know how far I'm going to get in this video because it seems like there's going to be a lot of work on this kit. I'm not going to throw the bag away, just in case I have some parts that fall off. Put that in the box. Okay. So on this sprue here, which is the B sprue, we got, look at that, his peoples. Oh man, this poor guy is cut in half. Wow, this is going to be fun. All these seats. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the larger scale. So, we have all of this stuff here. This is sprue E. And this one is C. And this one is D. Wow. Cool. B. And this has to be A. It is. Alright, so I guess I don't think I could put the body together until I get the interior done with all the peoples and stuff sitting in there. So, with that being said, let me look at this for a minute. Yeah, there's a couple of sitting people right there. Wow, lots and lots of detail. I like this. I just might change scales. But I tell you what, when I first started this channel, I did buy a whole bunch of stuff. I spent about $1,000 on model kits, all various kinds, aircraft, ships, ground vehicles, and stuff like that. So I do have a lot of models built to build. But I'm going to see how this 1/72nd scale looks. We'll go from there. So stay tuned, and we will be back, and let's see how this has got to go together. Alright guys, throughout this build you will probably hear me saying how much I like it For instance, I was looking over this build so far where I'm going to start. I am going to save the rotors for later because of my clumsiness. I'll probably break them. So I'm going to start with the interior stuff, the pilots and the seats and all of that stuff. But what I am impressed about is that I was looking over the instructions and I see this little star right here. This little star right here. So I'm saying, okay, what is that star for? So I look down here and it says decal. So I look on the decal sheet and sure enough, this is for the console, center console, and this is for the dashboard. Very, very nice. I like this. So we'll have to see what other kits I can do in this scale, because these are probably small enough for me to do displays with. So anyhow, let's continue on. So I'm going to cut this piece out and I'm going to cut this piece out because I do have the paint that they require for these two pieces right here, including this guy right here. So I'm going to take these off, I'm going to go ahead and paint them, and then I'll bring you back. So let's do that right now, and I'll clean them up at the same time. So we got, actually everything in here gets the same color, so I just might put it all together and then paint it, because I am very strict about glue on top of paint. Usually does not work. So that's that right there. Alright, so that's that. So now this, and what I did do, I did actually look at the colors and look down here at the color chart and just mark what each color is. I don't have to keep going back to here, so I can fold this over if I need to, like that. And I do have the a picture, the box cover in front of me, so I could actually see how things are supposed to go. So that being said, I can cut all of these seats out also because they get light gray, and so does this back wall get light gray. So let me just see how this fits in here, because there is a slot, and one side is detailed and one side is not detailed, and that goes in the slot right there, just like that. And that'll fit really nice, but I'm not going to glue it in until after I paint it. Certain things you have to do that way, but I am going to clean this little screw holder part up right now, and I'm using the finer side of this sanding stick, and just a couple of strokes, get it nice and clean. There's nothing a little bit up there. Alright, so this gets light gray, this gets light gray, and this gets black. So I'm going to go ahead and put the parts in here that need to get black, and let's see what those are. Alright, the seats are on screw B. There they are, I see them. It's right here. So we got B8, 7 and 8. There's 7 and 8 right here. So I'll go ahead and cut these guys out. Alright guys, what you're looking at right now are all the seats put together. And I got the rear bulkhead here, and also you can see that I also have my flight deck pretty much complete except for one part. This guy right here, he's got to get a decal, so he'll get painted separately, put the decal on, then mount it. And also here in the center console there'll be a decal. So my intentions are to paint the entire thing gray, then mask off the gray and paint the black, and that should work. And then they want the inside of the body painted in olive drab, so we'll take care of that at the same time. So with all that being said, we'll be back here in a few minutes. Alright guys, before I can continue on with this build, before I can put the two halves of the fuselage together on this, I did finish up the interior this way, and seems to be too much black in here, but I painted it the colors they said to paint it. Everything you see here is painted as per the instructions. But I think I'm going to take the sticks that they use to drive the thing, and I'm going to paint those a different color. Maybe even the pedals I might change different color. But before we can do all of that, I need to put some decals in here. There's a decal that goes on this. This is the I'm going to call it the dashboard. It still needs to get mounted in here. And then this one here is for the center console. And we'll see how that goes. So right now I'm going to go ahead and cut these guys out. I've had quite a few surgeries on my hands in the past few years, and every time they have a surgery and they take the stitches out, they always ask me if I want the scissors, and I always take them. Free stuff. See if I can see it. Alright, hang on a minute. Alright, and here's my extra eyes. Now this one here, it looks like it can only go one way because it's the same shape as that. But this guy, I have no clue. Let's see if I can get it a little higher, maybe into the light. No, I think it's going to go this way because it looks like there's two screens on there, and I would assume that the screens would have to be where the pilots could see them. So yeah, okay, we're going to put this one on first, and hopefully I can get in here. I might have to trim it down a bit more. Alright, let's give you a little bath. Alright, so we're going to put the screens towards the top. So we're going to go this way, right in there. Another thing, why do they tell you to paint it black when this is all black too, so you're really not going to see anything? Right. Oh well, I guess I'll learn as I go on. Okay, water is over here. I will hit it with some of this first. This will get it ready. Alright, we'll let that set up for a minute and we'll move over to this guy. Once this guy is on, I can secure this into the cockpit and we can put this thing together. Then we're going to do paint. Yes, sir. So, let me do this. I'm just going to go ahead and go off camera and do this one, and then I'll bring you back when this is actually mounted inside the cockpit, and I'll show you what's going on at that point. Be right back. Alright guys, I got those decals in there. I don't know if you can see that on the center console. Actually, you can see it. And also, I got it down on the dashboard here. I also started to pre-paint all some of my other stuff. This is the rear rotor. These are the engine intakes. These are the front suspension parts. These are the rocket pods. And then over here, got a few more items that I had painted up. These will go on the top of the fuselage when I get that ready to go. Then my wheels are here. I painted them the same color as the body, but I will paint them black. And then there's two handrails here that go on to the side of the ship. Did paint all my rockets. They are painted gray. And somewhere on one of these sprues, there it is, I painted this gun right here that goes inside the cabin. So I have a lot of stuff to put together here, and we'll probably finish this model in this one video. So I'm excited about that because I never did a 1/72. I kind of like it. So let me get some of this other stuff put together here, and we'll be back in a short while. Alright guys, what you're looking at in front of you now is the completed main rotor assembly. Now, as I was putting this puppy together, guess what? I lost one of those, and I broke one of those. But what saved my life was this number 210 rod, and I'll show you right here that these are the replacement parts right here, 1 and 2. And they fit the bill just perfectly. So, with that being said, this rotor is ready for paint and installation. So, we will carry on. I will put the dashboard in the cockpit, and we'll see where we go from there. I'll add some of the other suspension parts and blah, blah, blah. Talk to you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, welcome back. I decided that I want to change the color of the missiles. Right now they're gray. I'm going to paint them white. I want them to stand out against the dark body of the helicopter itself. So, I'm also going to redo the paint on these. These are black right now, but I am going to paint them gunmetal because I think the gunmetal will look a lot better. Anyhow, with all that being said, we will be back in a few minutes with all of these painted and then mounted on their pods, and the pods mounted on the ship. Okay, we'll be back in a few. Alright guys, welcome back to my build on this CH-60 helicopter. I'm sorry, UH-60A helicopter. I'm putting on, excuse me, I'm putting on the last little bits and pieces because I got to give this a second coat, and then I am going to hit it with a satin finish and put the decals on it. I know you guys are probably cringing that I use rattle cans to do my paint. That's going to end here pretty soon. I am going to break out my airbrushes. I have two. I have a Pache and I have a Badger. I am in the process of ordering a bunch of paints and stuff like that. So maybe not the next model, but the one after that will probably be with my airbrush. But I got to say that these Rust-Oleum and Krylon products work really nice. Okay, so what we're going to do today is try and get this ship kind of all together so I can give it its final paint job and then give it a rest and then do the satin finish on it. We're going to add these little struts. These struts are going to go from this inside pylon to the body down here. So hopefully I'll be able to do that and see how it's going to work out. So without any further ado, I'm going to use this this a little bit extra. Actually, I should use the orange. The orange is actually even thicker. No, I'm just going to use this because I'm used to using this. So all right, so we're going to take this out here like that, and all right, it's in there. So next step is to make sure all my parts that need to be on here are on here, and we'll go ahead and paint this and continue on. Just let you know that the main rotor is complete, and I think I described to you what happened with that. All my missiles are repainted to white. And so it's just a matter of putting all these little pieces and parts together, and let's finish this model up. So stay tuned and we will be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, welcome back to my build on this helicopter. I am not very agile with some of my stuff when I'm building stuff. And I was not aware that I was actually messing up this tail wheel. It was just dangling there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add, I don't know if you guys can see this piece right here. But that's a piece of styrene. It is 15 thousandths by 20 thousandths. And I already put one on here to strengthen that up. And when that dries, I'll flip it over and do the other side. I'm also thinking of adding a small strut from the top of the wheel to the body. I know it's not going to be prototypical, but if I don't do it, this wheel will definitely break off at some point. So I want to try and avoid that before it happens. So I will bring you back when that is together. Also, I'll bring you back at the same time to show you all the progress that I've made on this, and basically we can call this video good. So with all that being said, we will be back here in a few minutes. Alright boys and girls, this is the UH-60A just about before assembly, final assembly. I just want to show you all the little things that I did on this model. I did all the decals as per the instructions. All the glass is in except for the windshield. That's not in yet. The rear stabilizer is ready to go in. I just had to put those last two decals on there. Now, I want you guys to know that I did, let's see, how can I grab this so you guys can see it? on these rockets, I had to put decals on. I guess the United States wants the enemy to know where these rockets came from. They're proud to put United States Army on there. Now, a lot of people might just only do the outside where you can see it, but guess what? I did both sides on all 8 rockets. Now, this one is already installed. So, I will go ahead and put this together so the next time you see this model, it will be a completed helicopter model. So stay tuned and we will be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, we are back and this is the reveal of my UH-68 Black Hawk model kit. As you can see, it's pretty much together. I think I had 99.99999% of the parts on there. Why I say that is because I'm missing one little lamp or light that goes up here. I can't find it. I had no clue where that went. These are, someone asked me on my live stream last night, these are fuel tanks, in case anybody didn't know that. They are 250 gallons each, so there's an extra 500 gallons of fuel. I got my rocket pods on there. Painted my struts white. The front windshield is not in permanent place yet, but all the decals are on. The instructions say not to secure these 2 rotors, and it's a good thing that they're not. Eventually I'm going to take them off and maybe paint some yellow tips on them or something. Again, more rocket pods on this side, and each one of the rockets has decal on it. Again, this side I left the doors open so you could see the interior. Lots of stuff going on in the interior, especially in the cockpit. I'll show you some stills of the picture of what's going on in the cockpit right there. The jet intakes I painted with gunmetal. I had not painted the exhaust yet because the exhaust is requiring a paint called exhaust. You can see the machine gun up in there. All the decals are in place. I'm very happy with this model. It's a very nice kit. All the decals went on nice and easily. Excuse me. Yeah, so this is done. Hope you guys and gals enjoyed this build. And as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. CaptainCuzzz6951 out for now. Stay tuned for the next build. Bye.